Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name's Nick Bryant, and this morning I'm with J.Kirby from J.Kirby Electrical. Morning, James.
Morning, Nick. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
All good, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me into your home, which is lovely to be here. We do podcasts all over, so it's nice to come into people's homes and see what it's all about. So, J.Kirby Electrical, your local reliable and trusted electricians. Yes. Been going since 2011, offering residential and commercial services. On your website, it's you pride yourself in your exceptional customer services, which is what makes you a little bit different, I think. We were talking earlier, and you mentioned that the business now and your family life, you're in a situation where you can really sort of start moving the business forward. Tell us a little bit about that and your plans for that.
So back in December, we decided to hire an office manager, which was to relieve me from my duties in the office and constantly having to be there and talk to people and deal with problems. So, we hired Michelle back in December, and she's now taken on more of that role, as well as dealing with customers up front with emails and phone calls. So It's definitely freed up a bit of my time, which is great. Yeah,
that eases the pain a bit, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
And you've moved into new offices.
Yeah, so in the last podcast we had moved into our new one, but it was it's a little bit of a mess. So we're we're just slowly trying to bring it up to scratch. But as you can appreciate, we're always busy and very rarely have time to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. With that kind of thing, you kind of need to book it out. But like I say, we've been very busy. Yeah, it's housekeeping, isn't it? Because when you're busy out on the road doing the jobs, the things that like looking after the office or putting a picture up or, I don't know, moving a desk gets left to one side. Yeah, I think our office has been moved around 3 times now. Is it? Since July, I think we moved in. So it's... And
how many people are housed in the office?
So most of the time it's between 3 and 4 of us.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not like there's hundreds of people, but it still needs organisation, doesn't it? Yeah. And you also did you have your vans sign written again with new branding, or? Yeah. So basically, what we've done is we've wrapped the back of the vans now, kind of displaying some of the services we do. Right. So we've got one that shows EV charging. We've got one for solar. The solar one was actually done late last year. Right. And we kind of liked the idea and thought we might change it up a little bit. It's all right having the van's uniform, but it's a little bit boring, a little bit corporate. So we thought we'd display some of the stuff we do on the back of them. So we've got EV charging now. We've got solar, and we've got one that mentions commercial compliance or electrical compliance. Okay. So is that all the same on all vans, or one van's got one thing, another van's got another thing? I'm just interested in how you do it. Yeah, each van's different. It's different. Okay, well that sort of mixes up a bit. That's yes, yeah. Who knows? It was a bit of a suck it and see how it goes. Yeah. Just touch a little bit on EV charging. We were talking earlier. We were talking to Sam, your wife, who also works in the business. Yes. She mentioned that that's sort of stabilised a little bit now. I mean, it's still something that you offer, but it's some dealers are offering it for free with new cars, so it's not happening so much. Do you see that sort of levelling out a bit? Yeah, we do. Yeah. So most of the time we get requests for charges at work. There's still a scheme where you can get a grant for having an EV charger installed at work, which I think is up to £350 per charger installed. So that's still very much live. But when it comes to the ones in domestic properties, a lot of people are getting them as part of the deals when they're buying the cars, or a very small fee, which we can't even come close to. Yeah. But that seems to be the way it's been going. It seems to be more in like supermarkets and things like that, and just on the side of the road now as well, isn't it? Yeah. They're definitely spreading. It's great infrastructure, and hopefully, it encourages people to buy more EV cars. Yeah. So something we want to talk about is something you want to get more involved in is the bigger commercial projects like block management companies. Yeah. You work closely with Charles Cox Property, who are based in New Haven, looking after their big buildings. So talk us through a little bit about how you can help those sort of businesses. Yeah, so because of we mentioned in our last podcast again, because of our CRM systems, which is a customer relations system, and basically because of our systems, we can keep images of all of the jobs. We get to keep notes and images of previous jobs at the same address, and
block management companies seem to like it because they're always informed on who's turning up and when. So it's great for managing jobs. There's no waiting around for people. Or wondering if someone's going to turn up, so they kind of like it because it's good for the tenant and for them. It's very transparent in that way, and we work with quite a lot of letting agents locally, and we're trying to widen that because we're kind of geared up for it, and we've got enough vans on the road to deal with the emergency call-outs as they come in.
And big businesses, like maybe like big hotels or just big buildings that have got a lot going on that need EICR certificates and other PAT testing or stuff like that. That's perfect for you, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, we deal with we work with a lot of local leisure centres and local authorities as well. We work in their buildings, places like that where they have multiple sites. And they just ring up the office with a code for that site, and we know exactly where to go, who to speak to, because again, it's all on our CRM system. Yeah. And they can arrange for us to go and repair that broken light fitting that's not working in the disabled toilet, or a smashed socket in a hotel room or a bedroom or whatever. Things like that would be great for us again because we're geared up for it, and we can deal with all their compliance with EICRs, emergency light testing, PAT testing, stuff like that, and we also offer like a service plan as well where we can take like a monthly retainer to do that type of work. So.
Okay, that's handy. I guess response time has got to be good for that as well. So, if someone takes you on and there's a problem and you turn up like 3 days later, that's no good, is it?
No, we want to try and be reactive as reactive as we can. Yeah.
Okay. So what about things like solar panels, which we spoke about, which would, at this time of year, do people still looking for solar panels, isn't it? Because as long as the sun's shining, it doesn't matter, right?
Well, if the sun's shining. Do you know what, it's funny, we were talking about this the other day, because it seems like, it felt like we quoted so much solar in the summer. Yeah. And we thought, this will be good, and that's kind of when you want to do it. Summer is a little bit harsh actually because it's very hot on the roof, and you've got the sun beating down on you the whole day. It can be quite harsh if you're not used to it. But it seems there's quite a delay with solar. We end up quoting it, and then 3 to 6 months later it comes in, or it lands and you're on site doing it. Yeah, right. By the time you've done your applications and all the rest of it, and also the customer wanting to get comparison quotes, it seems to take quite a long time. So this Christmas period we've landed 6 solar jobs. Oh, yeah. and the lads are on the roof in the freezing
in the snow and the rain,
always the way. So I think I've learned that now's the time to maybe gear up on the solar, advertise more, ready to get it in for the summer, for the autumn or the spring, when it's cooled down a little bit. Yeah, people don't seem to inquire about it and then want it within a month or two's time. It seems to drag out. Yeah,
I guess is there like legislation and rules that got to be in place and certificates that have got to be gained, things that got boxes that have got to be ticked so that people can have those solar panels fitted, and that all must take time, I guess.
It does. You have to have you have to apply to UK Power Networks, which is our local energy supply, and we or our net. Our DNO, and we have to apply to them first. Depending on the size of the solar system. Okay. And that's where it falls over because it does delay. Yeah. If it's not exactly, sometimes it will pass straight away if their supply is above and beyond what they need, but then other times it can drag for a month.
Yeah. What was the in-roof solar panel you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, so you can have what's called an in-roof, and basically what happens is your roof gets stripped to tiles, and we put in trays where the actual panels sit flush with the tiles. So where you see you drive around, you see solar on people's roofs. It's on top of the roof, on top of the tiles. Where this is actually replaces the tiles and sits inside the roof. Okay. So it's like a nice flush surface. It looks great. It's a lot more money to obviously.
You've got to take the roof apart, I guess. Yeah,
it's a lot more money for say the builder for a roof or whatever to do the works to it and get it ready. We're doing one actually in Seaford at the moment where luckily we've got builders on site that are doing re-roofing anyway. Right. So it was kind of the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
for us, it's not the costing's pretty much the same, but it's the prep works. We can do it, but we'd rather pass it to a roofer that does it every day, because they'll be quicker on it.
And the benefits are sort of just visual. It's not. Is it more energy, or is it to attract? No, it's just really an aesthetic.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic thing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There are definitely pros and cons to it, and the cons, I guess, are the price difference. It's more expensive.
Yeah,
and another con, although this is a bit debatable between installers, but the fact it doesn't get the same airflow underneath it.
Okay.
Whereas on the roof in the summer, you get a bit of breeze and it will blow behind it, and it will kind of keep them cool, because solar panels, if they get to a certain temperature and beyond, it actually reduces their performance.
Oh, is that right? Okay. All right.
Where with the in-roof stuff, obviously you're not getting that same flow underneath it. No.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So for a big commercial building, a big factory, if you like, to have solar panels fitted to it, that's going to save them energy prices. That's going to make it a bit more efficient.
Yeah.
In the long run, obviously a big outlay, but savings over time. That's basically how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great on factories. If you've got a commercial premises where you've got people using a lot of power all day, it's a no-brainer.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely. I priced one last year in New Haven, actually.
Yeah.
And the savings over, God, I can't remember exact, but over 20 years, I think the savings were something like £900,000.
Is it?
Their electricity bills were so high.
Wow.
That it was massive.
Why wouldn't anyone do that?
But
I guess
again, that was when the prices of electricity were really high as well. From your suppliers.
Yeah.
So things have come down now, but it was massive.
It's still going to be a high amount, isn't it?
Yeah.
But to have it all installed is tens of thousands of pounds as well.
Yeah.
But if you do the savings, it all works out.
Massively adds up. Yeah. If you're heavy on power usage.
Yeah.
You don't tend to fit batteries in commercial units when it's like that. You don't usually have them because it's being used as it's being generated.
Okay. And residential, same sort of thing, really. As far as the savings.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, definitely.
Yeah. And they do it in roof on residential as well.
Yeah. Mainly it is on residentials. It's the in-roof. It is a no-brainer if you've got the funds to do it at home, definitely. Yeah. And a lot of people have batteries purely because most people are out working in the day and they're not actually using any power in the day, and they want to use it at night when they come home from work and making the dinner and doing whatever else you're doing in the evenings. That's kind of when you need to use that stored energy.
Yeah, so the solar panel charges the battery and the battery puts the power back into the property.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay. What was I going to say? Something about that. But the savings they make is sort of obviously in comparison to the factories is the same sort of savings.
I think it's more on commercial.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, the payback on a residential they average it to be about 5 to 7 years.
Right.
That you'll get your return on your investment, and then after that, it's all because the system's paid for. It's all money savings.
Very good.
Yeah, with commercial, it's a lot less usually.
Okay.
Yeah, within a couple of years, you'd have paid it back. But again, it all depends on their usage in the units. Yeah, if you've got like a factory or something like that that's using power all day, it'd be massive saving. Okay. They're doing it a lot in hospitals now as well.
I can imagine.
A lot for NHS buildings.
Yeah. That'd be good jobs to get, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that might be a little bit out of our lane a little bit.
To take on a bit more staff.
Yeah.
And we were speaking about staff earlier, and they can be troublesome, as we know.
Of course, yeah, and that's the problem. If we could just pick up a staff member and know them and trust them and there'd be a perfect fit, then it would be an easy job to scale up. But because we're quite fussy on who we employ, and they need to be the perfect fit and work to the same ethos as us. Yeah. And, because we have, again, we spoke about before, the J.Kirby way on our website. Yeah. If anyone struggles to kind of follow those lines, it isn't going to work. They're not a good fit.
No, they're definitely not. No. Okay, let's go on to a couple of other things. Let's talk about the picture behind you.
Yeah.
Which is by a local guy, Steve Dan.
Yeah, Magpie Art.
Magpie Art.
Yes.
It's obviously David Bowie.
It is, yeah.
He's really emerging as quite a well-known artist now, isn't he, Steve Dan?
Yeah, locally you see a lot of his stuff scattered around. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, because he does like what do you call it? pop art, but also like Banksy stuff on walls.
He does, yeah.
I don't know what you call that. Some sort of graffiti, pop graffiti. I don't.
Mindless graffiti in some people's eyes.
Yeah. It's not that bad though. It has actually. It's really arty.
It's brilliant. Yeah. And a lot of people love it. You do get, obviously, you will get the odd person that will moan about it and don't agree with it. But I think it's brilliant, and a lot of people support him locally, which is great. Yeah, he's very very talented.
Yeah, I think he's just got a new website done, hasn't he? And I think a lot of the art he's got on his website. But don't look at his website, look at his Instagram page, because it's growing and growing and growing, and all his artwork is on there. A lot of the artwork is on there, and he does these. When he's doing the art, when he's painting, he does slow-mos of him doing it, doesn't he? Which are really popular.
Yeah, little videos like that are brilliant. Yeah, social media, people love watching that, especially creative things. Yeah.
So a big shout out to Steve Dan Magpie Art. Look at him out on social media.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, it's a nice one, Steve. I must get one as well. I talked to him about getting one, and I will. Also, you like a whiskey, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
As do I. Yeah. We will have a whiskey shortly afterwards, shall we? And Scotch whiskey, and we were talking about it earlier. And sometimes of an evening, that just takes the edge off everything, doesn't it? It's nice.
It does actually, yeah. Yeah, I try not to do it too much, but yeah, it's nice in the evening just to relax.
Yeah.
We all have a Scotch every now and then.
But business owners need that little sort of something to help calm them sometimes and get me through the day. So
yeah, one day when I've got a conference room or a meeting room, I'll definitely have a bottle in the middle of the table with some glasses.
Yeah. Great, thanks, James. Thanks for inviting me into your home. And it was really lovely to see you and meet Sam again. And we're going to put these podcasts out over the next few months. You get them on your social media as well, and it's a great way of getting your word out. If anyone wants any electrical work, then please do get in touch with James. All his details will be under this podcast, and they'll be on. You can go on his website, J.Kirby Electrical, for anything needed. So, thanks again, mate. Good to see you.
And you.
And we'll see you for another podcast soon.
Nice.
Cheers,
Thanks,
mate.
Nick.